Amy, let me tell you about a magical place that is so exactly designed to be enclosed space, year-round fun for the whole family that I bet you already know what I'm going to say before I even say the name. Let's say it together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Great Wolf Lodge. You got it, Amy.
My kids loved Great Wolf Lodge when we went. You probably already know that it has a huge indoor water park with a wave pool, lazy river, a bunch of massive water slides. But then your pack can hit the other attractions because, wait, there's more.
Great Wolf Lodge has adventure-packed attractions like Magi Quest, a live-action game kids can play throughout the lodge, plus the Northern Lights Arcade. Spent some quality time there, so your kid who loves the lazy river and your kid who loves fantasy games will both have a great time.
Great Wolf Lodge also offers great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties, all under one roof. Unpack the car once and you're settled in to have fun. And with 22 lodges across the country, you're always a short drive away from adventure.
We've both had such great times at Great Wolf Lodge, so bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Learn more at greatwolf.com and strengthen the pack. Welcome to Ask Margaret from What Fresh Hell, Laughing in the Face of Motherhood, solving your parenting dilemmas one question at a time. Today's question comes from Sheila, who says, I have a 15-month-old and an almost 3-year-old. The 3-year-old has been in a toddler bed in his own room since he was 18 months, and 15-month-old is in his own room with a crib. Question is, how do I get both boys to sleep in the same room without risking one waking the other in the middle of the night, or without waking the other one with way too early morning rising? Or when is the right age to have kids co-room/bunk up? ? Sheila, I avoided this by having a 2-bedroom house when my kids were little. So I wanted my own room, which meant that all 3 of my kids, 2 boys and a girl, were in the same room for the first 5 years of their lives. And that was kind of a nightmare, but kind of solved the dilemma, which was, when should this start happening? I feel like this is one of those classic things of like, when should I do this? It's a huge decision and there are pros and cons. And the fact is you just have to pull the ripcord on it at a certain point and get through the tough early days, and then you'll be fine, which is how this works with most things. Like, when should I potty train? When should I? There's really no right answer for when. It's just a question of like, how do I practically do this? I think you can do it whenever. I think if the 15-month-old is waking up a lot during the night and you have the option of 2 rooms, I might prefer to just not deal with that right now and keep the 15-month-old by himself until he's really sleeping through solidly. Also, if you just start this, you'll find that it's okay. My 2 boys have shared a room since they were born. I think the key is just doing good sleep habits for both of them at the same time. With my 2 boys, this involves padding in a half an hour of nonsense before bedtime. So I want my kids asleep by 8:30. I send them to their room by 7:30, knowing that 7:30 to 8 is just going to be nonsense time where they're playing, they're wrestling, they're doing whatever they want to do upstairs in their room. Sometimes now they're playing separately or reading or whatever they're doing. Then at 8 o'clock, it's okay, now it's time to get in your beds and read. And then at about 8:20, it's lights off. And then it's just constant reminders that it's time to be quiet until they go to actual sleep. And that works pretty well for us. I think the key is to say, like, now it's both of us doing the same sleep routine in the same room. And so then they get in the habit and they get in the routine of like, we go into our rooms, we play for a little while, we both go to our separate sleeping areas, and then the expectation is that we are going to go to sleep. Then in the morning, if the 15-month-old is awake, if the 3-year-old still needs sleep, he's probably going to sleep through. It might mean jumping up and grabbing the 15-month-old out of there right as soon as you start to hear him making noise. And for the 3-year-old, if he's awake and the 15-month-old is still asleep, we just set the expectation. When you're awake, you come out of your room. You can play in the living room or you can do whatever the morning thing in our house is, but you're out of the room. And so you just really set that room up as like a little bit of play, then it's sleep, then you come out of the room, so that is the sleeping chamber, and that's what happens in that room. If you're having trouble with it, you have the option, you have the extra bedroom, you can re-separate them. If it's not working, try again in 6 months. But it's really just about setting the expectation of this is how we behave in the bedroom. This is what happens here. And don't get hung up in your own mind of like, this is a huge decision and it's going to cost me my sleep. If it's costing you your sleep, go back to your previous system. Try again in a little while. But if you set strong expectations about how you expect them to behave while sleeping in the room together, boom, you'll have them sleeping together in no time and it will be fine. My kids have done it for 11 years now. It's working out pretty well. Sheila, I hope that answers your question. If you have questions for myself or Amy, you can send them to us at questions@whatfreshhellpodcast.com. You could ask them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/whatfreshhellcast. And Amy and I might answer your question next. Thanks, Sheila.